Hello children, welcome to your English literature class of Standard 3. Today we will start a new chapter, chapter number 4, and the name of the chapter is The Parrot Who Would Not Talk. It is a story about a pet parrot written by Ruskin Bond. So let's start.
The Parrot Who Would Not Talk. Written by Ruskin Bond. He is one of the India's most loved children's author. He lives in Missouri. He has written over 500 short stories and essays. Many of his stories are about his life in the hill station where he grew up. Now turn your pages to page number 54. There at the top you can see the picture of two parrots and you have to find 5 differences. I am giving you one hint. You count the number of toes of the parrot. Got it? I know that other 4 differences you can easily find. So I am leaving this task for you. Now, let's read the story about the parrot that was different from other parrots. And as I am reading, you pay attention to the pronunciation of the words and the pauses and practice reading aloud. So let's start. When I was growing up in Missouri, almost everyone kept a pet parrot or parakeet. Sometimes these birds became great talkers. They would say things like, "Study, child, study," or "Don't be greedy, don't be greedy." These words were picked up by the bird after some member of the household had repeated them many times in front of him. But our parrot refused to talk. He had been bought by Aunt Ruby from a bird catcher who had visited all the houses on our road. Granny and grandfather were not keen on keeping a caged bird as a pet, but Aunt Ruby insisted. So she bought the parrot and tried to teach him to talk. But the parrot did not like her at all. "Kiss, kiss," she would say, putting her face close to the bars of the cage. But the parrot would back away with anger. In this story, the author describes a part of his life when he was growing up in Missouri. Missouri is a famous hill station of India. It is in the Dehradun district of state Uttarakhand. So that time when he was small, everyone used to keep a pet parrot or a pet parakeet. Parakeets are small birds usually with green feathers and long tail. So it was just like a trend to keep either of these birds. People loved to keep them as pets because these birds sometimes became great talkers. As I said earlier, children, that parrots can talk like human beings, they can copy our voice. So, many people love this quality of parrots and parakeets and want to keep them as their pets. So, in Missouri also, many people kept either parrot or parakeet. These birds learn to say things like study child study or don't be greedy, don't be greedy. And how did they learn to speak? They learned to speak all these things when some member of the family repeated many times the things to be taught in front of the pet bird. Yes, children, if you want to teach your parrot to speak something, you have to repeat the words or sentences again and again and for many days. Then only they will learn to speak the things that you want to teach them. But in this story, the case was different. The author's parrot refused to talk. Actually, it was bought by the author's aunt, Aunt Ruby, and she bought it from a bird catcher who visited all the houses to sell his birds. Author's grandmother and grandfather were not interested at all in keeping a caged bird as a pet because they were like some people who don't like to keep birds in cage. But Aunt Ruby, she insisted. Insisted means she was very strongly determined that she has to buy the bird, she has to buy the parrot. So she strongly forced her parents to buy the parrot, and finally she bought it. Children, sometimes you also insist your parents to buy some toys, etc. No? Like, and your parents, they deny. They say they can't buy, but you strongly say, no, I want it. Right? You do that? In the same way, Aunt Ruby also insisted her parents. Now, after buying, she tried to teach the parrot to talk. But the parrot did not like her at all. She used to take her face close to the bars of the cage and ask the parrot to kiss her. But the parrot, it moved backwards with anger as he did not like her at all. Now children, come to next page, page number 55, and let's read the first 3 paragraphs. One day, the parrot suddenly dived forward and knocked Aunt Ruby's spectacles off her nose. After that, she did not like the parrot anymore. She started making faces at him and calling out, "You are useless, can't talk, can't sing, can't dance." Grandmother then put me in charge of feeding the parrot. He was quite happy to take green chilies and ripe tomatoes from my hands. I also gave him slices of mango. This gave me a chance to eat a few mangoes myself. One afternoon, while everyone was in the dining room, I gave the parrot his lunch. By mistake, I left the cage open. Seconds later, the bird was winging its way into the freedom of the mango orchard. Now one day, what happened? Aunt Ruby was doing the same thing. She was putting her face close to the bars and asking for a kiss. But that day, the parrot did not move back. Instead of that, it moved forward and hit so forcefully on her spectacles that it fell down. Now, after that incident, she started disliking the parrot. She started making faces to tease the parrot, and she started telling that it was useless, it couldn't talk, it couldn't sing, and it couldn't dance. After that incident, grandmother gave the responsibility of giving food to the author. Now, parrot was quite happy to take green chilies and ripe mangoes from author's hands. Author also gave him slices of mango as he used to get chance to eat few mangoes while doing that. Author was doing his duty very well, but one afternoon, by mistake, he left the cage open after giving lunch to the parrot, and the parrot got a chance to fly away, as birds don't love to be in cage, children. They want to fly freely in the sky. So within few seconds, it was flying into the author's mango orchard. Orchard is area of land where fruit trees are grown. At the same time, grandfather came onto the veranda and remarked, "I see your aunt's parrot has escaped." The door was quite loose. I said with a shrug. Aunt Ruby was upset. I thought we would never see the parrot again. But a few days later, I found the bird sitting on the veranda railing. Unselfishly, I gave the parrot half of my mango. While the bird was enjoying the mango, Aunt Ruby came out of her room and cried out, "Look, there's my parrot. He must have missed me." With a loud squawk, the parrot flew out of her reach and perched on the nearest rose bush. He glared at Aunt Ruby and screamed at her in my aunt's familiar tone, "You are useless, can't talk, can't sing, can't dance." Aunt Ruby went ruby red and ran inside her room. But that wasn't the end. The parrot became a regular visitor to the garden and veranda, and whenever it saw Aunt Ruby, it would call out, "You are useless, can't talk, can't sing, and can't dance." The parrot had learned to talk after all. So children, as we saw in the story earlier, that the parrot flew away from the cage. So this thing was first noticed by grandfather when he came onto the veranda. Veranda is an open space in front of the house with a railing around it. So there the parrot's cage was kept. And when grandfather went there, he noticed the bird had escaped. And he told the author that his aunt's parrot had escaped. Then the author shrugged his shoulder. He lifted his shoulder as if he did not know about that, and said that the door was quite loose, because he did not want others to blame him for the parrot's escape. After that, Aunt Ruby was upset, and the author thought that they would never see the parrot again. But a few days later, he saw the parrot sitting on the veranda railing. And he gave half of his mango to the parrot without being selfish. While the parrot was enjoying the mango, he was eating the mango, Aunt Ruby came out of her room. And as she saw the parrot, she cried, "Look, there is my parrot. He must have missed me." That means, after seeing the parrot, she thought that it came back because he missed her. But it was not the reality. The parrot flew out of her reach with a loud squawk, that is, with a loud noise. And he perched, that means he sat on the nearest rose bush so that she could not catch him. Now from there he glared. He looked angrily at her and screamed at her in her familiar tone. "You are useless, can't talk, can't sing, can't dance." That means what, children? That means he learned to talk whatever Aunt Ruby used to tell him after she started disliking the parrot. And after listening to the parrot, she got very angry. She went ruby red. Ruby red means her face turned like red colored stone called ruby. And she ran inside her room. But that wasn't the end. That means it was not the last day. The parrot started coming to their garden and veranda regularly. And whenever he saw Aunt Ruby, he repeated the same things. "You are useless, can't talk, can't sing, and can't dance." That means finally the parrot had learned to talk. So children, what have you learned from this story? That you should take good care of your pet, right? And you should not irritate them. And also, you should not talk ill about others. So children, now we have completed the chapter. Read it nicely again and again and learn the spellings and word meanings. And complete your assignments. Take care. Bye-bye.